Yeah, in this module we will discuss about signals and daemon process. Signals are generally called software interrupts. Signals provide a way of handling asynchronous events. Here in this module we will discuss about signals and daemon process. Then different types of signals. The Unix kernel supports for the number of different types of signals. Then what is the mask is there. Then what are these SIG child signals and wait PID functions, and also different types of functions. Then we want to go for discuss some of the kill APIs, alarm APIs, and some APIs that provide interval timers. And the next one is daemon process. Introduction about the daemon process. What are all the rules are required to go for process the daemon, then how to handling the errors login concept. Finally, once again we will discuss about client server model in this model 5. Here in the introduction part of the module, and then getting the signal information. Signals are software interrupts. Signals provide a way of handling asynchronous events. The user at terminal typing the interrupt key to stop the program, or the next program is pipeline terminating prematurely. When a signal sent to a process, it is depending on the process to handle it. The process can react to pending signals in one of the three different ways. First one, accept the default actions of a signal which for most signals will terminate the process. Second one, ignore the signal. The signal will be discarded and it has no effect whatever on the recipient process. Third one, invoke a user-defined function. The function is known as signal handler routine and the signal is set to be caught when this function is called. This function is called. Here another way we are representing signals. Signals are triggers by events and are posted a process to notify it that something has happened and requires some action to be taken. Another way, signal can be generated from a process, the user, or a Linux kernel. For example, the process performs divide by zero or differences in null pointers. For example, you consider divide by zero, the scenario create only when the value is divided by 0 is happened. Nothing but if it is a divided by bc is the equation or expression. If a value is something 10, b is 10, c is 5. 10 divided by 10 minus 5, it is 5. 10 divided by 5 is 2. On that time nothing will happen. When you want to perform, another input is given to the same code. If you give a divided by b minus c, a is 10, divided by b also 10, c also 10. 10 minus 10, answer is 0. On that time, that creates the process divided by 0 error. On the situation, your process is not stopped because that creates some exception handling concept. You will create your own methods to identify the type of error and displaying it. Okay, that is one of the process supposed to consider with the help of signals. And another one is determine differentiation in null pointer. Null pointer is very difficult to identify the things. Second one, the user hits delete or control C button. The key is typed automatically in the keyboard. The controls your program is quit. Nothing but you stop the execution program. The process are present, the parent and child process can use signals to each other for process synchronization. It is required for between the processes, they make the synchronization between those two processes properly executed, then synchronicity is required. Otherwise, not possible to do more than one process at a time. Thus, signals are the software version of hardware interrupts. Generally, another way, signals are defined and integer flags in the signal.h files. The following list the signals found in most Unix systems. The name of signal SIGABRT, nothing but abnormal termination abort signal. When this signal appears, the default action is taken place, terminate plus the core, nothing but you have to go for try to execute or end of the normal process. Second one, SIGALRM, nothing but alarm is the one more signal. That is when the time expires for a specific process. Within that specified time, the process is not completed, then automatically this type of alarm signals are executed, then terminate normal process. For that we are using the one more signal SIGALRM. Next one, SIGCHLD is there, nothing but this is the change in status of the child, nothing but signal child is there. When this type of signals is appeared in the process, just you try to ignore the process, try to ignore the signal whatever that generated. Then SIGCONT, nothing but continue the specified stopped process, or just you want to ignore when that signal is appeared in the process. For that we are using SIG CONT signal. SIG FPE, nothing but you want to perform any arithmetic exceptions, then that generates some type of errors, then it's supposed to consider to terminate the process and also execution or completion of the given process. SIG INT is there, one more signal that refers terminal interrupt characters, nothing but terminate the process. Terminal interrupt character means you want to go for try to get that corresponding interrupt and then terminate the process. Then SIG IO, nothing but synchronous IO information is there, nothing but information for synchronous input output system. When this signal is appeared, terminates or ignore the process. Terminate or ignore the given process. Then SIG KILL, this also terminate the normal process, nothing but kill the normal process and try to terminate the given process or given actions. SIG PIPE, nothing but is a pipe signal. Write a pipe with no readers. Means when you go for try to working out anything is there in the pipe that can't able to read by anyone, nothing but they are not ready to accept the information, then automatically that terminate the normal process. Next one, SIG QUIT, nothing but you want to quit. Terminate the quit when the specific character is appeared. For that we are using SIG QUIT signal. That terminates the quit character, nothing but terminate the normal process and you will come out of the normal execution process. SIG SVGV, nothing but invalid memory references. Anywhere you want to store something in some information in the memory, that is not possible to go for identify the locations, that is invalid memory references that also terminate the specific process and also specific core process of the process. The SIG STOP, the one more process, the stop the normal process. For that we are using this type of signals. And another type of signals we are consider SIG TTOU, nothing but background write to control the terminals. You want to go try to control the background of the corresponding terminal. For that you want to stop the process. For that reason, for that you want to go for using SIG TTOU. Another one, SIG USR1, nothing but user defined signals that appears automatically. You want to terminate the normal process. SIG URS2 is another type of signal that also terminate the normal process. SIG TERM, nothing but signal for termination that indicate that you want to terminate the normal process, then terminate the process action is performed. SIG TSTP, nothing but terminal stop characters. You want to stop the process. For that you are using different types of characters in the code. Then SIG TTIN, nothing but background read from control terminal is appeared, then stop the process. Like that we are using different types of signals, they are perform some operations. When signal is generated for a process, the kernel will set the corresponding signal flag in the process table, stop the recipient process. If recipient process is asleep, the kernel will awake and process by scheduling it. When recipient process runs, kernel will check the process UARIA that contains an array of signal handling specifications. Here, these things are done by the Unix kernel support signals. If array entry contains 0 value, the process will accept the default action of the signal. If array entry value contains 1, the process will ignore the signal and kernel will discard it. If array entry contains any other values, it is used as a function pointer for a user-defined signal handler. Like this, we can have some Unix kernel support for the signals to end the process or to take some action against when the corresponding situation or scenario is appeared in the programming environment. When a signal sent to a process, it is pending on the process to handle it. The process can react the signal in one of the three different ways. One is accept the default action of a signal, nothing but most signal terminate the process. Ignore the signal, just you want to avoid the signal that generates, try to continue with the normal process until the end is appear, until the termination is appeared in the program. Invoke a user-defined function, a function called signal handler routine, and the signal is set to caught when a function is called. For example, is exception handling concept for this invoke a user-defined functions. Exception handling concept, nothing but divide by zero error, or in IO errors are there, input output errors, or you want to consider time of execution of array index bound of errors. There are many errors are there that depend on scenario or situation that possible to go for caught or that possible to identify the different type of handling corresponding the the situations are defined or functions are handling, those things are created, then created one object that should be caught by catch object, then when later some precautions or measurements should be taken against that object, the error that generates when signal handler routine generates some errors. Here, Signal API, all Unix systems and ANSYS supports the Signal API, which can be used to define the per signal handling methods. The function prototype for signal is hash include signal.h header file, then void star signal within the bracket to write the parameter int signal num, then you will consider no return type of handler with the two different types of integer. Signal num is the signal identifier like SIGINT or SIG term defined in the header file sig.h. Handler is the function pointer for a user-defined function or user-defined signal handler function. This function should take the integer formal arguments and does not return any value. Here one more example to consider. Here previous the discussions what you go for consider in the example. Uh, That is, for formal argument of API, no signal is signal identifier like SIG, INT or SIG term. The handler argument is the function pointer of user-defined signal handler functions. Here, SIG no argument is just the name of the signal. The value of handler is the constant SIG ing, the constant SIG DFL, or the address of function to be called when signal occurs. Here, if we specify SIG-ing, we are telling the system to ignore the signal, nothing but. Remember that we cannot ignore two different types of signal, SIG kill and SIG STOP. When we specify SIG DFL, nothing but we are setting the action associated with the signal to its default values. When we specify the address of a function to be called when the signal occurs, we are arranging to catch the signal. We call the function either the signal handler or the signal catching function. Here the prototype for the signal function states that the function requires two different arguments and returns a pointer to a function that returns nothing but void is there. The signal function first argument signal no, SIG no is an integer. The second argument is a pointer to a function that takes a signal a single integer argument and returns nothing. The function whose address is returned as a value of signal take a single integer argument, nothing but the final integer value. If we examine the system's header signal.h, we probably find declaration of the form hash define SIGERR void star -1, hash define SIGDLF void star nothing, hash define SIGING void star 1 is there. These constants can be used to place the pointer of a function that takes an integer argument and returns nothing. The second argument to signal and the return value from a signal. The three values used for these constant need not be -1, 0 and 1. They must be three values that can never be addressed by any declarable functions. The following example attempts to catch SIGTERM signal that ignores SIGINT signal and accept the default action of a SIG SEGV signal. The POS API suspends the calling process until it is interrupted by a signal and the corresponding signal handler does not return. The SIGING specifies the signal is to be ignored, which means that if the signal is generated to the process, it will be discarded without any interruption of the process. The same program written in C programming language. Int the main returns integer type value, and if check the condition if signal SIG USR, SIG USR is equal to SIG error, then the predefined error should be considered cannot catch signal USR1. Before that, it call this one if signal USR1 print the statement receive the signal. Okay, that print the statement receive the signal, that is printed. Then you want to go for check once again the next process. If this condition is matched, then it's supposed to go for print
cannot catch SAGURS2, nothing but otherwise it print receive the SAGURS in the second statement. Else it possible to go for print the last statement receive the signal with the corresponding number is printed. Like that it print the values depend on what the conditions you are using it. Whole thing should be checked indefinite time, nothing but we are using here infinite for loop statement. It is the infinite for loop statement of any of the programming language. Then you can using pause statement that pauses the informations. Here you want to go for try to work it out the program and then check that a given input is coming given in the command, then it produce the required result. Either maybe a working of single handler functions of static SIGURS int SIG number that possible to accept as an argument, and SIG signal number is supposed to consider check the number. If SIG number is equal to SIGURS1, then it prints receive the signal receive the SIGURS1, else SIG number is equal to SIG number 2 prints receive the SIGURS2, else it print receive the signal with corresponding signal number. ID number should be printed, and finally terminates the program you are pressing with the help of a control break or a control C keywords we are using on the keyboard that's supposed to go for terminate the normal execution of the program. To run the above program, type the command /a.out and enter the start process in the background, and also enter job control, print the job number and process ID. Then you enter one more command kill USR1 7216, send its SIG USR1 that receive that support accept and print the received the SIG URS1, nothing but first one is printed. Then you want to go for send the second integer number kill USR with 7216, send it to SIG USR2 and receive the second signal. And if you want to go for entered only the number with the corresponding kill command, then now send to the corresponding SIG term, nothing but it terminates the corresponding program. When we send the SIG term signal, the process is terminated since it does not catch the signal, and default action of signal is terminated. This is the output of the given program what we were discussed in the previous slide.